Bitcoin's value has soared over the past 12 months, with its record-breaking rally coming after its recent split into two separate cryptocurrencies. Well, what exactly does this mean, and what is this so-called forking all about, and how will it impact our investing in Bitcoin and its future value? Brian Radloff is here with me now from XBT's Head of Investor Relations. Hello to you.
Pleasure.
So we just want to understand what this so-called forking was,
Sure.
what it meant, why they did it, and
Yep.
what it meant, because actually we've seen a rally, but we had a rally anyway.
Of course. So here, let's start with this. The first thing to think about Bitcoin is there is no leader of Bitcoin. There's no president, there's no CEO. So it's what we call a decentralized community. And anytime that we have a decentralized community, it's really difficult to figure out make decisions quickly, because there is no center point of authority that says this is what we're doing today. So what happens in Bitcoin is how improvements to the Bitcoin protocol, or any cryptocurrency protocol for that matter, happen is the community has to come up with a decision of what is the best foot forward for the technology to scale the Bitcoin network. So in this instance, when forks happen, you have two groups in the community that think that one direction is best or better than the other. So what happened is you have two software upgrades to Bitcoin that were designed to meet the scaling demands of how many people that want to actually use Bitcoin. And there's two groups of thought that said, okay, we think this is the right way forward, or we think that is the right way forward. And what happened on August 1st of this year is those two groups came to a head. And on a date, we saw two emergence of Bitcoin software that emerged, and therefore there's two coins that exist now because they forked off and formed two blockchains. So now anyone that held Bitcoin before that date owns both coins. And really this is a positive thing actually, because when you think about it, this is like the strongest will survive. If Bitcoin wants to scale to become a global currency like it's designed to be, we need competitive thoughts that are really thinking of what's the best technological improvement that can scale to meet the demands of how much people want to use Bitcoin. So it's very positive. Yes, it's confusing because, wait a second, here's this Bitcoin 1 minute, and now all of a sudden we have Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. But really it's just two different ideologies of what the correct software is underneath Bitcoin is needed to scale the network.
So it's not halving the value?
It's not halving the value at all. In fact, if you were to own Bitcoin before the split, what happened is that there was a market for the coin that split off of the Bitcoin chain called Bitcoin Cash, and you received that economic value creation that emerged because there's demand for that other coin. So by owning Bitcoin before the split, it was a very exciting thing to own both afterwards, because your value increased. Not too dissimilar to a stock split or to a spinoff. If a spinoff of a company, you own a stock, all of a sudden you own that spinoff equity as well, and if that blossoms, it's a value creation thing for you, for both.
You mentioned the community. Who are they?
Well, it's interesting. So you have, in Bitcoin, you have the cypherpunks, the developers that really that spend their time in thinking of ways to improve the Bitcoin technology, or any cryptocurrency technology for that matter.
Are they anonymous people?
They're not necessarily anonymous, although they try to be as anonymous as they can. The founder was the original of all of those guys, Satoshi Nakamoto, who is anonymous, of course. Yeah. Then you have the miners, and their job is to support the network by validating transactions. So that's a community that has a voice. And then you have the users, like you and me, that decide if we're not happy with the technological upgrades, we can choose to either buy Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin or Ethereum, which is a new exciting currency as well, or any of the others that exist. So it's really, those are the players that are in the community that we speak of.
So it is controlled then? Because when it was first introduced, it was seen as not centralized, there was no central bank involved, but actually it is controlled because we have the split, so it must be.
Well, it's controlled by all of us. You know, there's not a single person that said we're splitting today. There was enough people that said, you know what, this is the direction that we want to take forward in Bitcoin, and we're going to do that. And a group of people collectively decided that that's what's best for the Bitcoin future going forward, so they did that. There wasn't one leader that said that, rather there was enough people that felt that.
But do they meet in a meeting, or how does this work?
It's the digital world. What they do is they meet, it's on Reddit, it's on message boards, GitHub repositories. You have this vibrant community that exists that's growing every day, and there's no physical element of it. There's some meetups in London, the coin scrums and things like that, but no, it's a completely digital community, and that's to go along with a civilization that's moving very digital as well.
Okay, the future.
That's the future.
Brian Radloff, thank you very much indeed. So you can trade Bitcoin here at IG, or the Bitcoin Cash even. You can go long or short with no need for a wallet. I hope that was helpful for you in understanding what exactly it is and where it's going. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.